Let me do this. Trust me.
Please, be my guest, Mother.
Yo, what's up guys? Gamerverse back again, here to do another review for you guys today, man. Today we are reviewing The Council. So, The Council, if you didn't know about this game did release 7 years ago. I didn't play it 7 years ago. I played it a couple of years ago, like four years ago. And that was on PS4, and now I played it again on PC. And I thought I might as well do a little video on the game, do a review on the game. Because this game is one of those games that I really enjoy because it is like choice-based games. You don't know what these choice-based games? It's more of like Until Dawn, Detroit Become Human, that type of vibe where you choose what you want to say, and there are all these different dialogue options. Basically, The Council is about a secret society in the 1793 and a murder mystery type of thing. It was also developed by Big Bad Wolf Studio. I don't know much of their work, but I know they made this game, The Council. It is an episodic game, which means there are like episodes out of it. There's like episode 1, 2, 3. I think there's like 5 episodes. It's an RPG narrative game blended with choice-based gameplay, and there are skill trees as well, so you need to look out for the skill trees. Skill trees actually help a lot when you need to upgrade certain parts of your character if you decide to go a particular way, but that's more in the gameplay, so we'll discuss that a little bit later. But let's talk about our first topic. Let's get into the story. I won't dive too deep into it without spoiling anything. The setting is basically alternate history with the real historical figures like George Washington, Napoleon, Bonaparte, and the tone and the themes is basically like secret societies. There's a secret society called the Golden Order in the game, and you play as this guy that actually is in search of his missing mother. His missing mother went missing on this island where you play the game and where you come to basically find her, and your whole mission in the game is to find her. But while you're doing that, you get tangled in with all of these political stories, conspiracies, a lot of manipulation, and the story does stay quite engaging throughout all of the 5 episodes. And at the end, the game takes about 15 hours, like 15 to 20 hours, depending on how fast you play. But you do want to keep a slow pace because the game's story is so vast in that aspect where you have to constantly make sure you're making the right decision, and this is where replayability comes in. That's why I like these types of games, because there's a lot of replay value in it, and you can go back and replay it and you get a different ending, of course. So yeah, that is the story. The setting, you on this island where this rich guy called Mortimer, he's like a lord of this whole palace, whatever you want to call it, on this island. And he's basically the guy that might know where your mom is, and you need to find him. But I'll spoil a little bit something on the first episode. You come to the island and guess what? He's not there. And now you got to talk to all of these historical figures. You got to find out their take on it. Become friends with them if you want to. Get involved in the conspiracies if you wanted to. There's a lot of options in this game when it comes to the story and what you want to engage in. So yeah, I won't spoil the story too much. Basically, you gotta find your mom. You gotta find the secret behind this guy called Lord Mortimer. You gotta find out why he's doing what he does. And basically, at the end, you need to find your mom and find the end of this conspiracy theories and whatever, you know. Let's just talk a little bit about the gameplay. Let's talk about the gameplay a little bit. It's obviously a unique RPG style dialogue system. It's a little bit different to Until Dawn when it comes to that, because there's a lot of skill trees in the game, and there's a lot of like skills, attributes, and it's so vast in the fact where you can decide how you want to approach the dialogues, and you got these like particular stuff that you can use to get like one-ups in the game. You can obviously attribute more points to like politics if you want to talk more about politics. If you want to be more like psychological, you can update your psychological skills, like how good you manipulate the people. And your choices definitely impact the gameplay and the story parts. So choose wisely how you want to progress in the game. There are a couple of puzzles in the game, and it's very, very well thought out. It's not very frustrating if you do get it on the first go. But this game's been out for 7 years, so you might as well look it up if you don't feel like doing it. Yeah, so that is the gameplay. All in all, you talk to people, you update your skills and your attributes. You obviously have the dialogue system, and there's really any quick time events. Quick time events is like in Until Dawn, where you've got to press certain buttons to avoid particular things. Yeah, there's really any of that, but it's more of like the talking part of it. So you got to figure out how to become a good speaker in the game and say the right things. And in order to say the right things, sometimes you need to do research about particular things. Go ahead and look up the character that you want to engage with, and maybe try and find a book where that they like, and you gotta use that to talk to them in their favor, things like that. And that's ultimately the gameplay. Next, let's talk a little bit about the visuals. The graphics in 2025, it does look a little bit dated. The art direction at the time, I think it was very unique at the time, 7 years ago. But now the UI design is it's quite clunky. But it does still hold a particular like clean aspect to it. It's not that bad. Like the UI isn't that bad. Like you can get used to it, and the graphics can't really. I thought at the beginning I couldn't adjust it, but you can't adjust your graphics while you're playing the game. You've got to be in the main menu of the game to actually adjust your graphics. They've got settings like low, medium, and ultra. I was playing the game on maxed out settings, and I think I got like 60 frames per second. And this also takes me to the performance. I might as well talk about the performance. The game gets like 60 frames per second on maximum, dipping sometimes to like 40 to 50, staying between like 40 to 60. There aren't really any bugs in the game. I didn't experience any bugs. Zero bugs. Load time was really fast. The game doesn't load that long. It takes like 5 seconds, like 2-3 seconds sometimes. And that's really cool, especially for a game that came out like back then. Load times are awful. And even now load times are a little bit awful. But I mean, back then it was quite a good thing for a game to load as fast as this one does. So that's really cool. Yeah, that's it. Let's talk a little bit about the sound. Let's talk sound.
Confiding in you any further than that.
Nothing to gain? Damn it, Emily! I'm only trying to help you. Stop needing to gain something all the time.
Because you think I need help?
Just like everyone, you have your strengths and your weaknesses, and there's no use pretending otherwise.
Ha! And I bet you found out where I'm weak, haven't you?
Pragmatic, intelligent, sure of herself. Her only weak spot is her difficulty talking about herself. I don't know much about your past, but I'm guessing you had to get by on your own for much of your life. It might have closed you off, and that can be a disadvantage. It might be time for you to open up and risk a little trust. Not every man you meet wants to hurt you.
Yes, you may be right.
Voice acting quality, I would say it's good. It's not great, considering you have to hear these people's voices throughout the whole game. I feel like they did get cool actors for these historical figures, and I feel like it is accurate when it comes to the accents that they use. George Washington had an American accent. You coming from France, you had like a mixed type of accent, I think. The music in the game and the sound design is actually fitting for the atmosphere. So yeah, man. I mean, the sound when it comes to the atmosphere, and I feel like it's quite fitting for this whole like environment where people are, you know, talking and like planning on stabbing each other in the back, talking about each other, gossiping. Kind of, you don't know who to trust in the game, low key, because you don't know anybody. Basically, you're not a historical figure like these guys are. So basically, the music has to fit that vibe, and it actually does that very well. So big ups to them on that. That's it for sound. Next, let's talk a little bit about how it holds up. I think the game aged quite well. It might still feel fresh for some people. I think it's still fresh for me because I decided to go back to it. Of course, to do this video, but I mean, I did play the game a couple of times, and I would recommend it to players, to new players, people that just started gaming like a year ago. You started gaming like a few months ago. This game is for you. And that brings me to my verdict. Final verdict for the game. It is for people who love story games, people who like engaging in conversation. This game is definitely for you. If you love like Detroit Become Human, give this game a try. It's not exactly like that, but it has elements that works for it and elements that helps the game, that helps you feel or makes you feel like you're playing something similar to that, and you have the same power in that game as well. Yeah, I'll just give you guys a final rating for the game. And I think this game deserves a solid 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10. Let's give it a 7 out of 10. And I would recommend it for all you guys who love story games. This game will definitely be up there. It's not a double A game, a triple A game. It's not a big budget game, but I feel like they did well with what they had. And this is just one of those games that flies under a lot of people's radar. Not a lot of people talk about it, but I feel like this game is quite an old gem, and I feel like it needs to be talked about a little bit more. We need more games like this, and yeah, that's it. That's the council. If you like this review, please leave a comment, like this video. If you're about to play the game, let me know in the comment section below. If you have played the game before, let me know too. Subscribe to my channel for some more awesome videos like this. I'll keep you guys apprised. Thanks so much for watching. I've been Gamerverse, and I'll see you guys in another video.